only thing, if you go beyond the globe, you think there are so many grahas are there, planets are there, stars are there, sun, moons are there. So many things are there which are visible to us. How are they visible to us? Through their light, Jyotisha. Jyoti.
Is that why it's called Jyotisha?
Yeah, that's why it's called Jyotisha. So, in our modern sense, we call it astronomy.
Astrology.
Astronomy, not astronomy, astronomy. Because most of our knowledge is astronomical knowledge. We know what is universe and what are their universe, how these heavenly bodies move, and this is something mind-boggling thing for us. Because even now we are going on a road in a car, and there is a very possibility of colliding with others. Accidents take place. But when you look at the sky, there are so many stars moving. They are not stationary. They are moving. The planets are moving. Stars are moving. Millions and billions of stars are there. Our people are saying that there are so many suns are also there. So many moons are also there. Even in our worldly knowledge, we say that it's not the only moon here, there, and there are some more moons are there for Earth. So these things will come up as we try to observe the nature. So the universal knowledge, the knowledge about the universe, as seen by us through the light. Because how do you see the sun?
Because of
how do you see? How can I see you? Or how can you see me? This is only the light. Through light we are seeing. This light is there in your little eyes. And they send me that light. And I return that light. The streaks of light. That's why that Rohu is here. So this is how Jyotisha helps us. That where our globe should be placed, where it is placed, and what are the bodies that hovering. But so many billions, there is no road or nothing. No roads are there. As we have highways and so many expressways and pathways we have. Even then, with the organized traffic rules and all that, but still we collide. But the things does not happen there. What's the order with which all this is going on? There must be something order. How are they moving from place to place without clashing with any other? And this is a mind-boggling. So this understanding is given to us by Jyotisha. So unless you understand Jyotisha, unless you understand the universe, you cannot understand its theme, its tattva. So if you want to understand the tattva, Vedic tattva, you have to understand first what is the creation. So you are trying to know about the creation, and then this is useful for your Anushtana also. What to be done, when? How to be done a particular yajna. At what time it has to be taking place. Who should do it? So such things help us in understanding, performing a Vedic karma. So Jyotisha, what we generally now understand, an astrology. Astrology came out of Jyotisha, they say, but the original knowledge of astronomy is something really unique for Indian system, Indian knowledge systems. Because we are so perfect in that now we are able to say that where is the sun, where is moon, at what position is there in the solar system. Solar system, we are very particular about that. Even so many stars, no stars are there within the solar system. All the stars that we see are beyond the solar system, beyond the sun. So even then we are able to see, and we are able to find out its gati, where it moves, how it moves, what is its speed, how many times it can go round in a particular year, something like that. So all this knowledge we are getting out of Jyotisha. So, to understand Vedas, these are 6 tools, the knowledge is basically important. So, we cannot definitely say that it is the truth of the Veda, truth of the Veda, but still you are near to it. We are trying to be near to that. And mostly we are not committing a mistake with the help of the Vedangas. Vedangas are very important for the study of Vedas and the practice of Vedas. So when we come to the entire thing, so when we think of the ultimate thing that we have to achieve, that has to be understood now. When you have understood the whole universe, its functioning, and then the major question remains in our mind. So what? With all this knowledge, what is that? Is the question. Then that question has to be examined, perceived, searched by each individual. Here, it is not a collective effort. Yajna is a collective effort. So, but searching for the ultimate is the individual effort. If one is interested to know, then all this knowledge should take him to the idea of what next. So, what next is discussed in the Upanishads. Upanishads. So, there are so many things that have been said, and because there are, what they say, there are numerous Upanishads are there. Numerous Upanishads are there, and Upanishad means the disciple sits near his guru and then poses him questions, takes answers from him, and tries to understand. It's not learning. Try to understand what the phenomena is. So that is more important. So for this, so many understandings have come, because it's thousands of years or lakhs of years might have passed by this time, because now we cannot count the time. And how many things have come? In the Vedas, the first instance, we don't know how many Vedas are there, how much knowledge was there in the Veda. So even now also we say, Ananta vai Veda. Veda is not one, is not 4 as we see. Ananta vai Veda. It's Anantamaya knowledge, never ending knowledge. So this knowledge has to be understood, has been understood by a few great souls. So they they hand over this knowledge to their disciples. But disciples, here it is nothing like believing Guru. They are not just believing Guru. Because they question Guru. Because each one of us have so many questions with us. Just believe that what I said it is right. Then we did not answer. We did not take it as it is. So we say, I have this problem. So that problem has to be explained by the Guru. So Upanishads are such. So like that, there is an entire body of understanding is there. As we think of Ananta vai Veda, Vedanta is also as much as that. So this Vedanta has given us birth to so many Darshanas. Darshanas are numerous. So many Darshanas are there. Because each soul has given his own Darshana. How he looked at the ultimate. How he understood about the ultimate. So Darshanas are not what we think of 6 or 4 or 5. Darshanas are numerous. Each Rishi has his own vision of the ultimate. So out of them, for our convenience and comfort, we have been selecting 6 Darshanas. 6 Darshanas. Shad Darshanas. 6 Darshanas. Okay. As we have heard Shadangas, 6 Angas are there. Similarly, we have 6 Darshanas, select Darshanas. They are not completely complete darshanas. That's select complete.
Shed Vedangas and Shed
Darshanas.
They are both 6 each.
6.
Yes.
So 6 means because we have taken only 6.
Yes.
6.
For our convenience.
For our convenience, because we can't go for thousands of darshanas by ourselves. So we have taken. We are advised. We are suggested by the great rishis. The 6 darshanas are the groups of the darshanas. So these darshanas are classified in such a way that they are typical by their own. Suppose, for example, if you take a Sankhya, I am taking Sankhya because Guruji is very much interested in Sankhya. He wrote so much on Sankhya. So this darshana is about, it gives you, to explains you about the whole universe. Whole universe, how? Because it identifies the characteristics of the whole universe in 24 darshanas are this. So some shows 25 darshanas, some show 26 darshanas. There will be difference in the understanding that we get out of Sankhya. So here what we look into, we have Vaisheshika and Nyaya and Yoga, Sankhya, Vedanta and Mimamsa. So they are characteristically different, but they try to give us the understanding about the ultimate. For example, if you take Vaisheshika is something, because our science is mostly reasonable. It depends only, its basic idea is only reason. It's not beyond reason. It doesn't want us to believe anything. It wants us to know it by ourselves. So this Vaisheshika is something for in the modern understanding we can relate it to logic. So whatever you speak, it should be logical. It should not be illogical. So our religion is never a believed religion. It's logical. Even now also, we in the scientific explorations, we depend on logic and reason. And logic is not for logic's sake. Logic should explain the reason. Or between two facts, in our historical research, between two facts, we try to link them up with the logic. Logic is of course our construction, but still that depends on these two and it links up these two facts of history. So similarly, in the Vedic knowledge, what we have collected, the roots, they are not placed in any particular order. Because if you look it from outside, they seem to be very illogical also. And each rook is not related to the other. There is no continuity also. As I am trying to chat with you, nothing is in its order as we expect in the modern things. So similarly, this Vaisheshika gives you the logic that you have to apply in understanding the different placements of rooks and the different meanings of the rooks. Tarka. So then this logic helps you to understand the thing that is not there. For example, the meaning in the Nirukta, you get a meaning. But in other context, the meaning may be different. Meanings may be different. That problem is there. So how to understand it, how to relate them? We use Vaisheshika, the knowledge of Vaisheshika. And then Nyaya. Nyaya is mostly depending on reason. Nyaya. That's why he says Nyayangalil is not according to Nyaya. But in modern parallels we say law. Law, rules and regulations, how to be followed. So when we leave yoga later, but we take Mimamsa. Mimamsa is Purva Mimamsa, Uttara Mimamsa. There are two sections are there. One Mimamsa is again in Mimamsa some question is raised and how it has to be explained or answered.
Mhm.
This kind of discussion, a long discussion takes place on a fact that is shown in the Veda. So how it should be explained. So in Mimamsa, Tarka Mimamsa, Tarka means discussion.
Logic. Oh, Tarka is.
Tarka means logic. Based on logic, this is discussion. So in Mimamsa is something, there is someone who proposes something, the other one condemns it,
Oh,
criticizes it.
okay.
And because he has to be explained by the one who proposed it. If I simply say that there is gravitation power for the earth, that's not enough. Because you ask me how. What is gravitation? How? So this is kind of discussion. So each rig has to be discussed in such a way. It should not be accepted as it is. No, we have to discuss, understand, then understand. So this Mimamsa is also a tool through which the real meaning has to be got out of the middle. And then we have referred to Sankhya. And this Sankhya, as I told you, that the whole Prakriti that we see today, Prakriti, its gunas are calculated. 24 gunas are there. And these 24 gunas, then there is a criticism that it is a Nastik yoga. Nastik or Astik. There are two things. Astik means there is God. Nastik means there is no such God. So Sankhya is mostly explained by many scholars and many pandits and many rishis differently. With Ishvara, if there are so many other propositions also there, where they add 25 or 26. That is Ishvara. That is now known as Saishvara Sankhya. Guruji believes in Saishvara Sankhya. Other things is Nastik. 24 is Nastik. But when you have seen all these things, the whole phenomena is there. From where it has come, there must be some source, the Moola. Basic source must be there. So that you may call by any name, but that is there. Acknowledging that force, prima facie force, then you can understand the entire universe. So this is one way. It is known as particularly as Sa Ishvara, Sankhya.
So there is also Sankhya Yoga in Gita. Is Sankhya Yoga, do I remember correctly?
Sankhya Yoga is there, but that is Saishvara.
That is Saishvara Sankhya Yoga.
And then comes two major things. Vedanta. So again we have come here for Vedanta. There we have the fourth as Upanishads. This is Vedanta. What is there beyond Veda? It is not the end of the Veda. What is there beyond the Veda? Vedanta. So all these rituals and anushtanas and this understanding of the various things have been done. Then the Vedanta comes. And the most important thing is the final thing, that is yoga. Yoga. Guruji says, unless yoga is practiced, you may not be understanding the truth. All things, they culminate in yoga. Yoga is something where you and he are there. That speaks of reality. By practicing yoga, you become that.
It's the culmination.
That is Advaita.
Oh,
That's Advaita. So, in the beginning you are dual.
Dvaita.
Duality is there, Dvaita is there. And this Dvaita after all this thing, you identify that super energy, you identify yourself with that. So you don't remain. It's only he remains. That's yoga. Because yoga is the most important thing for anything, for any practice.
So yoga is
of
not
Vedanta.
just exercises.
It is not,
Asanas.
no, they are not asanas. Yoga is where your mind has to be absorbed in the Atma. Atma. So you can take the example, modern example of Buddha. Buddha. So here he identified, he is not there. It is he there. But he doesn't accept that somebody is there. He doesn't accept Atmavada.
Okay, Buddha's philosophy is slightly
But no,
different.
what he did, it was yoga for 40 days and then he realized. It's a realized soul.
He is
That's why in Bhagavad Gita, these are also, they are not complete
Disconnect.
complete yogas. No.
Oh,
They are only select yogas. As you said, select Darshanas. Krishna has given us 18 select yogas. So he only named as yoga. All the 18 are considered as yoga. If you follow that, without the mind keeping mind in another thing, that is yoga. In mind, you should have only one. That is yoga. So, yoga is the ultimate thing through which, if you are interested, you will understand the ultimate truth. So, that truth, each one has to find for himself. It's not that somebody has told something and you are accepting it. Because our culture and history and our understanding is always that you should know, experience, and then understand and experience, and
then accept.
then only realize. Realize it. That leads to realization. In yoga, there is no question of explanation now. In yoga, it's only realization. You realize that you are not this, you are that. That can be thought of everybody, or everybody's experience may be different. But even then, yoga takes you to the ultimate. What is ultimate? May not be able to explain that. But still, yoga is the path. The only path, according to Guruji, is the only path to realization. Okay?
Thank you, Nana, and namaste everyone, and see you again in our next episode.